Hello and welcome to the Pockets Pro Series Championship 3 and 4 preview. I'm your host Aaron Tracy. To my left I have our tournament manager Dakota Cook.
It's good to be back, Aaron.
Good to have you here, mate. And to my right we have the tournament director and the founder of the Pockets Pro Series, Mr. Arthur Titus. Arthur, how are you?
Very good, Aaron. Thanks for having me on.
Absolute pleasure. So we're obviously going to touch on the preview for Championship 3 and 4. We'll also do a review. How could we not? We had a fantastic Championship 1 and 2. But to begin, I'd like to kick this off by having a chat to our tournament director and getting an understanding from his perspective of where the tournament is at and where we'd like to send it. So first things first, to the hardest working person in the Australian pool industry. How are you? You must be quite tired, I'd imagine.
Gearing up for Championship 3 and 4, there was a couple of teething issues that we experienced over Championship 1 and 2. So getting through that has been a little bit of a struggle, but a lot of late nights and early mornings will get us through.
Absolutely, and I think the results, especially on the bays, on the pool tables, has been absolutely fantastic. There's no question about the quality of pool that we've watched. But from a business perspective, tell us about how the first two championships went.
All in all, Championship 1 and 2 was really good. I think it even maybe exceeded our expectation of the amount of viewers and traction that we received. Whether it be about sponsorships, people viewing our streams and how long, so the click-through rate and all those type of data that we managed to collect over the weekend, it was way beyond our expectation. Now our goal is to actually transfer that over into Championship 3 and 4, even though there is a payment gateway. So people will actually be paying for the stream rather than getting it for free like we gave out over Championship 1 and 2.
Absolutely. Now, let's touch on those things. Obviously, to make this sustainable, there's going to have to be, it can't just be a one-way street of you spending lots of money.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be a two-way street. So
yeah.
You've introduced a paywall, so the streaming will be charged.
Yes.
You've also added in, well, you tell us, what have you added in to make this more sustainable?
Well, sustainability needs to be built off like how we formulated this. The formulas for a sustainable project was off of the back of sponsorships and obviously my personal savings, as well as the community. So the community need to be purchasing live streams. The community need to be at the venue to give an atmosphere that will just give pool a different feel, a bit more exciting, a bit more quicker, a bit more louder. I stressed before the tournament that I want the venue to be packed, I want it to be loud, and I want it to be very noisy. So that's the kind of feel that we're trying to give off for the Pockets Pro Series, and I think we'll get there. It's just, we need people purchasing these live streams, and we need the community support in order to achieve sustainability.
And I think you've hit the nail on the head there, that sustainability is only going to come from the support of the people. So whether it's purchasing your streaming, getting down to the venue even better, experiencing this firsthand, there's plenty of ways, and sponsorship is obviously another one that you touched on. So
yes.
Tell us how you've gone with sponsorship and moving forward, what the plan is for sponsorship really quickly. Well,
sponsorships for a pool event is something that major companies aren't real familiar with. They're sponsoring AFL, they're sponsoring rugby and other sports that goes on mainstream media. So now that we're actually approaching them to sponsor this sport that you normally see at a pub that you go to on the weekend is very strange for them. So I think it's time, and
would you say it's a leap of faith that the pool community needs to take here?
Yeah, so like for sponsorships, in order for sponsorships to work, we need time. And we need time because we need data. And the only way that we have time is with the community support, purchasing live streams, because that gives us time. And then once those sponsorship deals start rolling in, then I think this thing can just be absolutely massive. You know, I do believe that Australia can produce the best pool in the world with the best players in the world, but it's a matter of everyone putting in. So I'm hoping that we get a lot of community support to give us that time.
There you go. That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Arthur Titus, giving us a really important insight into what is going to make this sport grow and sustainable going forward. So thank you, Arthur.
Thanks for having me, Aaron.
We're going to get straight into the action. Dakota, I'm going to throw over to you. Now, we've got some player reviews to do from Championship 1 and 2. We're going to go in points order, starting from lowest up. And we'll start with Joel Younger. Now, Joel, although he hasn't had a win, he's only had 2 losses. So he hasn't played that bad. Joel Younger is on 0 points at the moment. First round loss in round 1 and 2, as I said. He's only, I think that, you know, especially in round 1, he got drawn against Michael Scarry, who is in red hot form. And I'd say other than his breaking, maybe that's something that he might be able to work on to get into frames. I'd say that he's playing okay. What are your thoughts on Joel Younger?
Well, first of all, you look at the 2 players he lost to. They both went on to make the final. One went on to win it. Mick Scarry played a near flawless performance in that first day. And then in the second one, on the Monday, the Championship 2, he actually got on top of James Dale Hunty. You could see the emotions flying through his head. And if it wasn't for a 30-second clearance, it would have went to a 6 red. It could have been anyone's game from there.
Cracking game we saw there. Della getting the goods there. Justin Sayich is on 750 points. He has shown flashes of brilliance, I'm sure you'd agree. He defeated Rusty in a hill in round 2, and that was anyone's game right up until the last minute. Look, he has just won the state snooker title for New South Wales, so he's now the back-to-back state champ of snooker. Tell us about how that is going to benefit him moving forward into Championship 3 and 4.
Well, they say that snooker is the best form of pool you can play. It's such a big table. It's a 12-foot table. If you can cue well on that, you're going to be able to cue like a dream on any table. So he's going to be full of confidence coming into the next event.
Totally agree with you there. Ben Noonan, 750 points, equal with Justin Sayich. He lost to Mark Robertson in the Championship 1, and I think Mark did the job fairly comfortably. I will take a little bit of credit for my predictions. I did predict that Robertson would take Championship 1 and Ben Noonan would hit back and take Championship 2. That's exactly what happened. Ben Noonan looked very good in his first round match, Championship 2. He is a confidence player, and look, if he gets switched on early, he can beat any of these players and beat them comfortably. Tell us your thoughts on Ben.
You can never rule out Benny. That's one thing I do know. Said it time and time again. Everyone knows current Australian champ. If he can find that form, the way he used to play, he's going to be unstoppable. It's just a matter of finding it.
And absolutely, he really does need to find that form. But look out, keep your eye on Ben Noonan. Mark Robertson is on 1,500 points. He had a big win over Ben Noonan, as we just touched on in the first round. Then a heavy defeat to a rampant Steve Woods in the semi-final on Championship 1. Now, he was one of the early favourites, and I think that, me personally, I think there are some question marks on Mark Robertson's ability once he falls behind. He was nowhere near as strong once he got behind, but he's a fantastic front runner. So would you agree with this, and what are your thoughts on Mark Robertson?
I think you can't rule him out. I do think, yes, he fell behind and he got demolished by Steve Woods. But in saying that, Steve Woods was the player of the weekend. He was just about unstoppable, made both finals. You couldn't fault him. Mark will have gone back. He would have studied that film. He would have studied every single match he played, every shot. I can guarantee you he would have picked out every little thing, and he's going to now use that. I think he's going to come back bigger and stronger.
Absolutely. Well, the signs are promising early. I think within the last 2 weeks, Mark has teamed up with Michael Scarry, and they've taken out the doubles title for Victoria. So they're now state champions. So again, he's looking good as well. Rusty Wheeler is also on 1,500 points. Championship 1, he beat Justin Sayich 7-4. And in a thrilling semi-final, pushed it to a 6-red shootout with a late charge against Michael Scarry, only to be defeated by a few seconds in that 6-red shootout. So absolute cliffhanger in that semi-final. And yes, Justin Sayich edged him in Championship 2. So again, the form is there. Look, he's the people's champ, Dakota. He is Queensland's favourite pool son. He's not lacking in self-confidence. What do you think? How's Rusty going to go the next championship?
I actually think that Rusty would put a lot of time into the 6-red. I do know that he fell to the rules. He didn't actually know you had to wait for the balls could be still moving as long as the object ball you're playing and the white ball is stopped. So that actually ultimately is what cost him, because he was unsure of the rules. So I do think every player will be practicing the 6-red a lot more now.
Well, there's a lot to talk about the 6-red. We'll cut back to that later on, but it's turning out to be a crucial part of the Pockets Pro Series. Michael Scarry is in 3rd position. He's on 3,500 points. He has, the top 3 have slipped clear of the other guys. Look, it's all pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully you've all seen it. Who could forget this man's Championship 1? Joel Younger, he took him down in a very convincing win, 7-2 in the quarterfinals. He had Rusty at 6-all. He won the shootout, and then arguably the most exciting ever finish to a pool series in Australian history is when he chased down a frame and he knocked out a frame in 38 seconds with 40 seconds on the clock. So to push it to a 6-red shootout. Dakota, what more can we say? He did eventually lose that final to, again, I'll say it again, a rampant Steve Woods. But it's hard to look past Michael Scarry. Now, I've got a question for you. Michael Scarry loves the underdog tag. Is it official? Is the underdog tag gone? I think it's no longer under wraps now that he has got to be one of the favourites. Do you agree?
I do, 100%. I agree. I was one of the first to believe that in the first events he was going to win one to make the final. Scarry's put in so much time. I believe he would have put in more time than anyone else. He now feels he's on a level playing field, and the results from Championships 1 and 2 just prove that, and he's going to be ready to go for the next one.
I tend to agree with you. I've seen the efforts that he has put in, and he looks ripe and ready to go for Championship 3. Now, getting to the top 2, we've got James Hunty is in 2nd position at the moment. He's on 4,000 points. Now, I called James's first match. It was a loss against Steve Woods, and I felt like he was lacking confidence in that game. Boy, did he turn it around. Championship 2, he was sensational. He comfortably took care of Joel Younger in round 1. As with Justin in round 2, and then it was the length of the Flemington straight behind in the final against Steve Woods. It was 5-1 down, was it?
Yeah.
And he's come back and won that Hill 6-5. So is Adelaide's finest ready to start dominating, Dakota?
I think he is. I think, as you said, he did start off pretty rusty, but I think all the players did. This is a new environment to everyone. We cannot forget that. Yes, they've played on big stages at our local comps, but the arena, the atmosphere, it's something they haven't experienced, I believe. And he definitely warmed up. 5-1 down, he took on a massive double to steal that frame, and he never looked back.
He didn't look back from there. Do you think that particular shot, it was kind of a nothing to lose shot?
110% it was. If he misses that, he loses. But you're 5-1 down. It's either what he was doing wasn't working. He had to change that up, and that's what he did. He's gone all out, and it's paid off. Fortune favours the brave.
Indeed. Now our leader, again by a country mile, is Steve Woods. Obviously, the irrepressible Steve Woods. 9,000 points. He has lost one match in the whole championship series so far. He has wiped most of his opponents as well. These are not wins, these are crushing wins. Other than that win against Hunty in the final, I think every win, and maybe the Mick Scary. I'd say confidence is sky high for Steve at the moment. Can anyone stop him, Dakota?
Well, does he bring back that same form? Who knows? I dare say he will be. He's going to be even more confident than he ever was, in saying that coming off a 6-5 loss when you're 5-1 up, that's going to hurt. That'll hurt. Will we see the same Steve Woods next event? I believe we will.
Okay. Let's hope so, because it was absolutely fantastic. Now, so that's the review for the Championship 1 and 2. We might finish off later on with some predictions, but we'll come back to that in a second. Now, I think one of the highlights of the Pockets Pro Series, and something that's a little bit different about modern pool these days, is the 6 red shootout. So we saw a couple of absolute crackers. I think we had 3 6 red shootouts throughout the tournament. It was at least 3. Talk us through what your thoughts are of the 6 red shootout and how it's changing the game.
I think it's great. I think it's great for the game. As you saw, the emotion in the players running around the table. Players, they're going to be studying it. They're going to know the rules of it. It's exciting, and the fans, they just love to watch that sort of stuff. It's not every day you get to see a player running down the table, and it's not easy to do. I guarantee you could, players at home, fans at home, they probably would have tried this, and they're probably getting 40 to 50 seconds. It's not easy to do because you need to be a very great cueist, and it's just basically pot and balls at the fastest time you can. So I think it's great for the game.
Combination of instinct and potting ability with a little pinch of good mapping as well, and a lot of practice. That seems to be the key, but more to come. Watch this space. Let's hope that we have a few more 6 red shootouts. So I'd say it's been a smashing success for the Pockets Pro Series. Some other changes that we've made with regards to the streaming facilities. So we are now wholly and solely found on the Pockets website, so that's where you'll catch our streams. You can purchase the stream straight away. You will have now table 1 option, table 2, and I think there is a multi option as well, so you can actually keep an eye on both tables at the same time. So lots of money has been invested into the streaming, so we're very confident that the Pocket stream is going to be absolutely fantastic. And something else that we're adding to Championship 3 and 4 is the mini game. So Dakota, I want you to step us through the mini game. We have talked about it in a championship sense, but talk to us about the 6 red shootout in a mini game sense.
So we just thought, what way can we get these fans involved? Everyone from Championships 1 and 2, they wanted to jump on the tables, just experience them, experience the arena feel. So we thought, let's get them involved. Let's bring in the 6 red shootout. We've got $1,000 worth of prizes up for grabs. If you come down, you'll get a free ticket at the door, and we'll be drawing out names to have a crack at it, have a crack at some prizes.
Yes, so raffle tickets, it will be raffled off. So all of those in attendance will get one free raffle ticket, and there are other ways to get your hands on more raffle tickets. And we will confirm the numbers on the day as to how many competitors there will be, but there will be $1,000 worth of prizes given out for the 6 red shootout this Sunday, Championship 3. Lastly, I'm going to touch on the Pro Series, the Pro Challenger that we've got coming up for 2023. Now, Dakota is I believe you're heavily involved in this. We've got our satellite events locked in, dates, locations. Tell us about not so much the dates and locations, we'll bring that on screen, but tell us about the back end side of things and numbers and how it's all coming together.
Numbers have been great. Numbers actually they're going through the roof, is what I'd like to say. Northern Territory's so excited to host one. Their numbers are flying. Victoria's numbers are flying. South Australia, we've even just got ACT on board, so there's going to be an event in ACT. Format-wise, it's going to be a round robin format, and then we are going to have, it's going to be seeded. And then we're going to have a race to 4 elimination stages. We're going to take top 4 again. So we had quite a few people asking what the format will be. So that will be the format. It's going to be round robin, interseeded, and then a race to 4.
Now, my sources tell me that there has been some elite players popping their names in on the application forms. Is this true?
I dare say yes. I dare say so. There is a handful of players there. I do think everyone wants to go. Everyone wants to be in the Pro Series. In the pool world, everyone wants to be bigger than the person next to them. So what better way to do it than come through the satellites and prove that you're the next big thing of the pool?
Very much so. We are very excited for that, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We are all about Championship 3 and 4. It is this Sunday and this Monday. Championship 3 is starting from 4
o'clock?
p.m.
Yep, 4 p.m.
And Championship 4 is at 5 p.m. Get on down. You can buy tickets online. They're $35, or you can buy them at the door on the day. We've also, if you can't get there, stream the event. You can purchase your package for the whole year for $55 plus GST. $55 including GST for the whole year, and that will get you every Pockets Pro Series match for the rest of the year. So do not miss out. Get involved. Thank you so much for your time. We can't wait to see you all on Sunday for Championship 3. Thank you, Dakota.
Thanks for having me, mate. Look forward to it.
Thank you, Arthur. I'm Aaron Tracy. We'll see you Sunday.